Going live today, July 8th, 2026. This is the Option Genius Show. Today's topic, the Trump account. Trump account just went live on July the 4th, and there's already a lot of people signing up for them. Is it a good thing or is it not? Is it free money? And how much is it going to be worth? And is it worth the headache? I don't know. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
And the other options that you have as parents to see. Should you have a Trump account? Should you not? Should you switch, change your money? I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll go deep dive into that. But before we do, just want to welcome you to the Option Genius Show. My name is Alan, and with me always is Mr. Matt D'Ambrosi. Um, we are primarily option sellers. We do own some stocks that we like to own long term, but we're passive traders. We trade passively. We sell options in a way that generates income and doesn't, not supposed to cause a lot of stress.
Right.
Sometimes they do. You can't help it. But yeah,
Which is
that's the goal.
expected.
That's the goal. Let's take the markets today. The S&P is down 0.3%. Rut's down 1%. Oil, a big mover, 4.5% up to 73.5 dollars flat today. The Nasdaq is also flat today. Dow Jones is down 1, gold is down 1%. Dow Jones is down 1%, I mean. Gold is down 1%. VIX is at 16.7. OVX is jumping to 50 based on the news that we are back at war with Iran. Surprise, surprise.
Right. Is it on? Is it off? Today we're on.
Today we're on. Tomorrow might be off again. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Yeah, they notably you said the VIX is down to 1670 or so. It
Well,
was up
today it's up.
it was
Today,
up 18 and a half at one point today.
yeah.
Or one today. So
But I mean, the markets are not caring about this war
no.
thing. It's not impacting much except oil price. It is impacting other countries, but not as much at home here. And so, um, it's really about, okay, if oil prices go up, then gas prices will go up, then inflation will go up, and then maybe rates will go up. And that's impacting like the Russell, right? The small caps, because they're very rate sensitive. Um, I
And
still
what
don't,
will the Fed do as a result?
yeah. I mean, I still don't think that the Fed is going to raise. I don't think Warsh, I don't know about the Fed. Warsh is not going to raise. I don't think. I still think he wants to cut. He's going to try to cut. And I think he's going to come up with some sneaky ways to do that, which we don't know yet. But he is totally revamping the Fed with 5 different task forces. One of them is about the data that they collect and what it says, and the other one is about communications. So, I mean, if you change the data that they're getting, then the other Fed governors cannot complain because you gave them data and you said, look, here, data's good, we have to cut, and they can't complain. So I don't know. There's that. And then the other thing that I don't hear anybody talking about, right? There's 2 ways that the Fed can manage the money, right? Number one is interest rates up and down. The other is that they print money. Right. They have a balance sheet and they can either put money into the markets or they can take money out of the markets.
Yes.
And if you have inflation, if that's your biggest concern, right, you would be taking money out of the markets because there's too much money. And that's what's causing the prices to go up. Too many dollars chasing too few products.
Right.
But we have the opposite happening. We have the Fed actually adding more liquidity into the markets. The Fed is loaning out more money. It's putting more money out there, which in turn then leads to more inflation.
It's a catch
So,
22 in many.
yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. So, in a sense, if you have rates steady, because he knows he doesn't have the votes to cut the rates, but he's putting more money into the market, which gives more liquidity, which gives more loans to companies so that they can buy back stock, so that they can spend on acquisitions to buy other companies. that they can build buildings and data centers or whatever they're doing, that looks like the economy is growing and the market continues to go up, even though rates are steady. So there are games being played here that are above our pay grade, but they are being done. And I don't know why nobody's talking about this part. It's like if the news is out there, it's like, oh yeah, hey, there's more liquidity. Okay, why? But so we have the war in Iran. That's the biggest news after, their Trump is announced that he's going to be bombing them probably tonight a lot, really bad,
Was
bigly.
it actually tonight?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
it's
I
supposed to be
think he
tonight.
pulled back. He said, well, we're still in we're still kind of a ceasefire, but it can happen anytime. Military operations can happen at any moment.
Oh.
Like, okay, well,
Okay, so he changed his stance from
yeah, he
like
did. All
9
right.
in the
So,
morning to like one
yeah.
o'clock. He changed.
Well,
Like,
I
okay.
know because I checked it and I was like, oh, wow, he's already kind of backing off a little bit. So
Oh my goodness. Ah, yeah.
it's
All
a lot
right.
of like the boy cries wolf, right? And unfortunately, um, the problems are still there, right? So it's people get conditioned to you cry that many times, right? So
Yeah, I mean the problems are there, and that's why the market is not really paying attention. Oil is going up because yes, there's probably going to be because there were ships attacked. Yes, I get it. You know, the ships that are going through are like, yeah, we don't really want to go through anymore.
I think
So
the biggest thing they're saying is the U.S. going to reimpose that blockade, the naval blockade, and that could really change things again.
yeah, but they said they're going to do it, but only on Iranian ships. Everybody else can come through.
They
But
can
then you
easily identify these Iranian ships.
But then you still have Iran shooting the missiles at you. So who's
Yeah.
gonna go through? Like, I don't know. I would just sit my butt right there. Like, I'm not going through.
No, there's not a paycheck that's big enough for you to go
No, you drop anchor and get me off this boat.
through.
Send me a helicopter, get me off this boat. It's not going anywhere.
No way.
Um, so that's the thing. We also have what could be the unraveling of the AI trade, in a sense,
Mhm.
right? The bubble continues to get more and more frothy. We have Micron and SanDisk and Western Digital all selling off massively. They went up massively, and now they're all coming down massively. Um, and the hyperscalers, the big seven, the Mag 7, Mag 8, Mag 10, whatever you want to call them, they're not going up much either. So market is um, basically flat. Nasdaq is down, market is flat, the S&P is flat because of the other companies that are doing well, like the banks and the consumer names and the construction names and a whole bunch of other stuff. Healthcare is doing really, really well, but AI is not. And so we had Samsung in Korea, they had earnings a couple days ago. They had really good earnings. They made a lot of money, but their forecast for the future sent our stocks down here.
Mm.
And now we have another uh, piece of the bubble, which is a company called Sky or SK
Hi.
Hynix, which is another Korean company that is going public here in the US. And they are also a chip company. They make memories and chips. Um, Basically, it's Hynix Semiconductor. So yeah, it was almost sold to Micron in 2002, but since then it's been revamped, and now they're doing really well because of this economy and the AI. And so they are going to be raising $30 billion on Friday. They're going public on Friday on the Nasdaq as a South Korean company. It's an ADR. I'm not sure what that means. It's an ADS actually. Sorry, not even an ADR. It's a American Depository Share.
Mm.
So you own a piece of it, but you normally cannot buy stock in Korea, but through here you can buy stock in the company. So, um,
That's what they do similar with China, right?
hmm
Uh,
yeah. So Alibaba is also one of those. And this is going to be the biggest ADS or ADR going public since Alibaba. And really, it's about, how well this does. Does the stock go up like a SpaceX, or does it just go flat and head lower? That will tell us a lot about the, I guess, the appetite for people wanting more AI names.
yeah.
Now, obviously, it will be bought by a lot of people that have these AI type ETFs. Um, that's a requirement. And it's also at $30 billion, of raising it. That puts their valuation at some crazy number where it will be into the NASDAQ 100 when it's available to do that. And so it'll probably be added to the NASDAQ 100 sometime in December when they redo their listings. So that's going to be interesting, and that's going to be another leg up for that stock. But
I wonder if Micron was like, dang it, we should have bought him then.
yeah, they should have. They should have. But it just the deal went through. The deal fell apart like at the last minute, and it just didn't happen. So they're raising all this money, but they're only selling 2.5% of the company.
Hmm.
So, yeah. So not really much, but they're raising a lot of money, and it's going to really tell us what's going on with the AI trade.
And
Um,
eventually these companies have to have revenue, right?
Yo, these do they do
They
have a lot of
do, but
revenue.
it's like these valuations are just
The
insane.
valuations and the future earnings are what the problem is, right? It's are they going to continue to make this money? They're making money now. Like Samsung came out and they're like, yeah, we made like more than three times what we made before, but is it going to continue? Are they going to make another jump three times or four times in the next quarter? Probably, I don't know.
Who's going to be the winners and losers amongst them? And that's the other thing.
Right now there's so much demand that they're all making money.
Right. That's
The
going to end
price
at
of
some point.
memory has gone up so much, and that's why you had this news that Apple was going to Chinese companies and saying, hey, I want to buy memory from Chinese companies, because it's going to be 50% cheaper than buying them from American companies.
You're going to go
So
wherever you need to go. Yeah.
I mean they've already started to raise their prices, and people don't like it. So how much are you going to pay for an iPhone before you don't buy the iPhone?
Yeah. I mean,
So
yeah. The whole
So
next.
that's another big issue. Other than that, we have oil going up, but even then, it's only up 4.5%, so 73 and a half. It's still trading within a range. It hasn't gotten to 60, it hasn't gotten to 80. So, like you said, one day on, one day off, the price is just jumping up and down. I haven't had time, but I would be more inclined to trade it
Yeah, I'm
a little
actually
more
interested
aggressively.
in trading it right now.
You are still trading it?
Yeah, I think it's a good time too.
What are you doing?
I'm doing primarily puts on it.
Only okay.
Yeah.
So on a day like today, would you get out? Because we're up, 4.5%. Would you get out of your puts?
I mean, you have to look at it, trade by trade basis, but yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, every day it goes up, I'll sell calls. And then when it goes down and the war is fine again, peace is good again, then the oil will come down. I'll get out of my calls and I'll sell some puts. And then it'll
Yeah, you
jump
got
up
to choose how
again
active you want to be though,
and
right?
we'll
How
flip.
active do you want to be in the trade?
Yeah, you
So,
could be. You could be
yeah.
flipping like every two times a week, up and down, up and down, up and down, calls, puts, switching back and forth, if you wanted to. Uh,
I mean, it is kind of an indicator how things are going to go. I mean, I don't think I hope, right, that we would get out of this war, but I think this is an ongoing war. It's like a perpetual war that we got going on. And you can play oil that way. I mean, so
but
there's
yeah,
ways to make money in the oil market.
it's really like, okay, hey, we have a ceasefire. You're not allowed to attack anybody. Okay, we're gonna attack people because we want to. Well, I told you not to attack anybody. Because of that, I'm going to bomb you again. Well, we don't care. You already bombed us. We're still going to keep attacking. So when does this end?
It doesn't. We have a MOU, right? That says we're going to talk about it
Yeah. I
eventually. We
mean,
have this
it's like
general understanding.
it doesn't end until the guy who's attacking is killed, but that can't happen unless we send forces in, and we don't want to send troops in. So we'll keep bombing and try to kill them, but that's not working. So what?
That's where we are, and I think that's where we're going to continue to be. I'd be very surprised that we actually put troops on the ground in Iran. Iran.
This is the only thing. Oh, this is the major thing that is sticking Trump in the side. I think everything else, like I keep saying this, everything is coming up roses for Trump. This is the only thing that is not. Uh, if he hadn't done this, or I think Israel, pushed him into it. If he had been able to keep them from doing this, I think he would have been in a much better spot right now.
Maybe a cruise into midterms.
Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
mean, he has some wins. This is a big thorn on his side for sure.
He's got a lot of wins. I mean,
Yeah,
biggest thing people talk about is the economy, right? Oh, prices are too high. Well, he's got Walmart. He called Walmart and he's like, "Hey, I want you to lower prices." So Walmart's like, "Okay," And a couple of days ago, they lowered prices on beef and chicken and eggs and whatnot. Just out of the blue, they're just like, "Okay, we're gonna lower prices." And if they lower prices, everybody else has to match them, and lower prices too. So it's like, okay, prices are coming down. If we didn't have this, oil prices, gas prices would be low right now. Because you look at the chart, oil was heading below 60
all
before the
time.
war had started. And now it's, up at 74. So that was a big deal. And now the stock market continues to rally, so all the rich people are happy. Anybody who owns stock, yeah, they're happy. The market keeps going up, especially if you're a passive trader, like not a passive trader, but a passive indexer. You just put your money in the index. Indexes are going up. Dow Jones just hit a new high a couple days ago,
Yeah.
right? S&P is
I
close
mean,
to a high. Nasdaq is close to a high. So there, it's this is the only thing that is really hurting him. He won at the Supreme Court several times, um, and we're going to talk about it. But he lost on the birthright citizenship thing. But okay, that was a that was a long shot anyway.
he's
Uh,
throwing a lot of stuff at the wall, right? And seeing them and stick.
he's doing remodeling. He's
Yeah.
having, the biggest the biggest fireworks display in history, or the world record fireworks display at the White House at, Washington on the 4th. The fireworks were so bad. I mean,
The
not
smog alert.
yes, there
Yeah,
was
I
there
saw
was
that. Yeah.
pollution alerts and smog alerts the whole next day. Like people were like couldn't breathe because there was so
We,
many
we're lucky
fireworks.
there are no aviation mishaps because of the
Well,
celebration, right?
they shut it down.
Oh, they did
They
it.
shut all the flights down. It was only the jets that were flying over and stuff. But the airports were closed.
I did not know that. I didn't know you could do that. Well,
Yeah.
you can do
Yeah, they
anything you
shut the
want, but
airports down. Um and so and it's crazy. And so this now that we're talking about Trump, that brings us to today's topic,
hmm
which is another win for Mr. Trump. Um
I've
and
got lots of
so
personal feelings about this topic.
you do?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot today. But
Okay,
yeah,
so
we'll get to it.
let's go ahead. Let's jump in. Trump accounts,
Yeah,
right?
Trump accounts.
They were started on July the 4th. And so what are you thinking?
So when I look at it, um, this kind of this kind of hits home to me a little bit because I was always a big believer in the Roth IRA, right? So this is very similar in some respects. That is like a forced savings plan for a young adult. Well, it's a baby in this case, right? Um, I think if we can get people, at least we built a doorway with this that you are forced to save and then you actually are involved in the stock market. You're involved in something. Um, you're involved in the US economy, right? Because it's going to be buying basically the market, right? The indexes. So if you can be, first of all, you're given $1,000. It's started, right? All you have to do is enroll in it, right? Um, and that
So
will
here, let
grow.
me
Yeah,
give
let's
you
get
some
the actual
basics,
details.
right? So any child, American child,
Mhm.
born between 2025 and 2028, um, can well any child can open this. Like if you're a parent and you have a minor, you can open this account,
For
okay,
them. Yeah.
for your child. Yes. But the rub is any baby born between 2025 and 2028 will get $1,000 from taxpayers.
Disbursement.
It'll be automatically added into the account. Um, you get this at trumpaccounts.gov. Right? And anybody can open this for you. Your grandparent, your guardian, your father, even a sibling, if they're an adult, can open this for you as a baby. And you get the free $1,000. Now, every year, if you're already above that, if you're too old, you don't qualify for that, you can still get the account as a child, and the family can put $5,000 into the account every year. So for every account, the maximum you can put in is $5,000. So there's a limit. Um, if your father or I don't know if the it says employers are allowed to put in up to $2,500. Now, I don't know if that's the employer of the parent or the employer of the child. I'm
Right,
assuming
we
it's the
don't know
employer of the
yet.
parent. I don't know. The rules are still a little
That's a
flaky on
big
here.
distinction. Yeah.
But I think it's probably the employer of the parents. They can put in $2,500 into the account as well, as long as it doesn't go over five, as a benefit, So like, okay, we're not giving you health insurance, but we'll give your kid $2,500 in this or something, whatever.
Right.
Um, the money has to be put, so you don't get a choice of what to do with the money. It goes into the account, and you can't take it out until 18,
18.
and it belongs to the kid. Now, this is super important. It belongs to the kid, not the parents or whoever opened it. Okay. Um, it will go into low cost index funds, tracking the broad US market. So probably SPY or something of that nature. Um, and they are run by three specific companies. So BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street.
State Street. Yeah.
Those are the three companies that are getting to use this fund and charge those fees for basically an index fund.
Very nice for those three.
Very, very nice for those three. So if that's it, and then, and then there was also Dell, what was his name?
Yeah,
Robert Dell or
donated.
Michael Dell.
Uh,
Michael Dell, he put in $6.25 billion and said that, okay, any child in a poor zip code will get $250 more. So 1,000 bucks, and then you get the 250 if you live in a poor zip code.
whatever they distinguished that as.
Yeah. So basically, every baby that's born is getting at least a free $1,000 from the government, from taxpayers. Sorry, not the government, taxpayers, because we're the ones paying for this.
Yeah.
So why would they do this? And you mentioned it. You're like, okay, hey, they're getting more people involved in the market. They're getting more people involved in investing. Um,
Well,
but
first of all, I want to look at why wouldn't you do it?
as a
As a,
government, why would you not
um,
do that? I mean, I don't think this is the government's place.
well, I'm talking more for the individual that was going.
As an individual, if
Yeah,
you're a
no
parent,
brainer
if
to
you're
do
a
it.
parent and you can get a free $1,000, yeah, go get the free $1,000.
Right.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Um, but I did the math, and I'm like, okay, look, if you get the $1,000, okay, and you put it in the stock market, and if you make 10% a year, which is pretty high, but that's kind of what we've been averaging, but we've been having some great years,
Hmm.
recently. So that's why it's 10%. Usually it's like 8. But if you average
That's some bad years.
10%,
Yeah.
if you average 10% from day one born to age 18 and you don't put any more money in, right? Which I think a lot of people are going to do. They're not going to put any
They're
more
gonna
money into
forget about
this.
it, a lot of them.
How much money does that grow to
I would bet it's over $1 million at least.
in 18 years?
Hmm.
No, no, no. $1,000
Compounding
compounding
that.
at 10% for 18 years.
Okay, what do you get?
You get $5,500.
Sorry, way off. I'm thinking about something else. I was thinking of like,
Yeah,
yeah.
$1 million. No, not
No,
$1 million.
no.
Okay. Now,
So just 1,000, yes, yes.
just 1,000. So $1,000, you don't put anything else in, which I don't think anybody's going to go. I mean, people will, but I don't think most people will. Um, Especially if you're in that, that zip code that is for the poor zip code. Like, okay, we're worried about paying the bill, the rent. Okay, I'm not putting,
Yeah,
um,
you're just gonna take it and you're gonna forget about it, most
you're
likely.
gonna take it, you're gonna forget it. Like,
To
thank
the point
you.
you may forget about it at 18, most likely. You're
Yeah.
gonna like forget it's even
Well,
there.
yeah, the kid's not going to forget about it. The parents, if they make the mistake and they tell the kid, or if the kid reads something on TikTok that, oh, hey, if you were born from this year to this year, you have all this free money sitting there waiting for you at 18, right?
Yeah, I mean they're gonna check these days. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, forget about that. Let's say that the kid is responsible and does not take the money out until age 65. He would then have, or she would have $490,000.
That's more what I was thinking. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, the
So
long
if
way.
you hold it all the way to retirement, it's $490,000, which 65 years from now will be worth probably
Five
not
thousand
much.
dollars.
You might be able to buy a car
Yeah,
or a down payment on a
that's
house.
that's inflation right there.
Yeah.
So, um,
So, I mean, for the average person, you're giving them $5,500 because you can't take the money out before 18. It's going in 1,000 bucks and it's going to grow. You don't have a choice. It's going to be invested for you. It's going to grow. You'll make somewhere around $5,000. So every child that's born is getting a gift that will be worth around $5,000 when they turn 18.
yeah.
Now, as a parent, you cannot stop your child from taking this money out, which is to me red flag number big O numero uno, because I don't know how many 18-year-olds have the discipline to be like, no, I'm going to leave this money in the account. I'm not going to go waste it on a trip to Vegas or,
So they cannot take it out any bit of it till 18 without
right,
penalty. So
right. But it
there's no
becomes
name
theirs.
penalties, right?
It
So it's
becomes theirs at 18.
yeah.
So to me, I was like, okay, and the kids will know about it. It's not like they're not going to know about it.
Well, at least you give them the. I mean, here we go. Right. At least you give them the choice, right? So they're gonna do what kids are gonna do. I mean, at 18, you're an adult. You're gonna be able to choose what you're gonna do with that money, which is all fine to me. I'm more looking at this like at least we built a front door, if you will, into this, right? So everyone has the opportunity right off the bat, literally, right in the cradle here to start saving. So you have the ability to educate yourself through this whole process to add to it, most likely.
Yeah. I'm trying to wonder about the thought process, the reasoning behind this. Why do we need to have a separate account? We already have Roth IRAs, we already have regular IRAs, and this is just like a regular IRA, not a
Mhm.
Roth, right? The money goes in. When you take it out, you have to pay taxes on it. Now, if you're at 18, you don't have a job, you're not paying very much in taxes, so you could take out the whole thing and there's no taxes. But if it grows, then it becomes just like a regular IRA. So when you
Correct.
take the money out, you're going to pay taxes. You don't have any control over the money. In a Roth IRA, a regular IRA, you control the money. You can trade options in it. You can buy futures in it. You can buy real estate in it. You can loan it out. You can do a lot of things. In this, very little, very little that you can do with it except sit in in an index fund, and you can't even change. You only have a choice of 3 companies to choose from.
Well, yeah.
So there's that. And then, as a parent, I'm thinking about this like, okay, how does this impact college financing? Because they're like, oh yeah, the kid can use it for college. The kid can use it for college. Okay. Well, they got 529 plans for that, but the 529 plan is owned by the parent, not the child. And so when you go to apply for financial aid, they look at the assets of the child, of
29.
the person applying to college.
Hmm.
And if they see that you have $5,000 here, they're going to expect you to use it before they give you aid, at least a good chunk of it, like 25% of it. So you have to use 25% of your assets before they give you aid.
Yeah.
So you got to use a bunch of that. Now, a 529 plan is owned by the parent. They still look at that in determining aid, but the parent only has to give up 5% of their assets before they get aid. So it's a lot less. So the child, so you have two identical kids, two identical families. One has a 529, one has this Trump account. The kid with the Trump account is going to get less financial aid than the kid with the 529 plan if you do everything exactly the same. So that's another thing I did not like. Um, and I think the reasoning behind this is okay. Let's get some votes, right? Let's give away
I
some
have
money.
no doubt about this. There's always a reason. He didn't do it out of the Trump out of his heart here. I
No, I mean
respect
he's
that. I
now
mean,
it's called
nice
the
thing.
Trump account. It's not like it's gonna be like forever, you
Yeah.
know? It's like, oh, your Trump account, Trump account. Everybody's saying the word Trump, 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 Trump all the time, forever from now
I
on
know. God
because
help
of
us.
this. Now, in the US, right, we have 3.6 million babies born every year. Everybody gets $1,000. That is $3.6 billion that is flowing into the stock market every single year
Every single year.
from the government, paid by taxpayers. So that is just going to keep pushing.
The stock market.
You just keep going. Just keep going. Here's more money. Just keep going up. Keep going up. Keep going up. That money gets into Apple. That money gets into SpaceX. That money gets into all these big companies. And it's just going to keep on going.
So you believe, am I incorrect in saying that you believe there'll be a floor, if you will, to the market? It's constantly getting a bid, constantly getting a bid, constantly getting a bid.
I mean, it already
It
has,
already is, but I do think it'll
with the retirement issues and the pension funds and pension funds and all that. But like, they're not putting it in bonds.
no, we
They're
have full
putting it in the
interest in
stock
what's going
market.
on in the market.
Hmm.
Everybody.
Yeah, they're putting it in the stock market. And even if it grows at 10%, at 18, they'll have 5,500 bucks, which is nice, but it's not going to do anything. 18 years from now, it's not going to be a lot of money.
Hmm.
So it's free money. Take it if you can. But, and then the other thing is, right? He just went to the Supreme Court to try to get rid of birthright citizenship, which is where people who are not citizens of the country, they have a child here, and the child automatically is a citizen of the US.
Yeah,
Well, guess what they just gave that child? A $5,500 welcome to the US gift.
pretty much.
It's like, yeah, we
Yeah.
don't want you, but here's free money. So, I mean, if it's like so if somebody's like an illegal alien in this country, right? They're usually I don't know, they might be poor and they don't have a social security card or a number. And so if they deliver, right, they go to the community hospital and it's free. Like it's all paid for
Right.
because they don't have the money. And so they have the child who's now a US citizen. You got a free delivery, free birth, free everything. And then on top of that, the government is giving you money for celebrating. Like, here you go have a party. Ta-da! It's like I don't get the
Yeah.
irony. It's like it doesn't make sense to me. Like, what are we doing? I thought the Republicans were the party that did not want to give all the money to everybody. They don't want to give the handouts.
You have to
I,
separate what a politician really is.
It doesn't make sense
No,
to me.
I mean, yeah, it does not. It does not when you look at it that way.
Yep.
But I
And
do
so,
like coming back to it, I do look at all these things like vehicles, right? And you have to choose which vehicle is best to you. Maybe use a couple of vehicles to get where you're going to go. So if you have this vehicle, you just start earlier, you educate yourself about it, take advantage of it. Kind of where I am.
hmm yep.
All right, so I think the 529, for example, will work in tandem with this. It's you're gonna, I don't think the 529 is gonna go away, right? You're just gonna have different rules and regulations around that 529, obviously.
hmm Yep. I mean, and people talk about the employer match. So the employer will put money in the account for you. I don't know if I want that as a parent. I want, if you're gonna, if I'm working for the company and I have a choice where you give $2,500 to me or $2,500 to my kid, I want you to give it to me, not my 16-year-old who's gonna, use it in
Wait a minute,
college.
you want to be a parent, Bushy?
I want to be a what?
You want to be a parent, actually?
I am a parent.
I know I'm saying you want to control
Yes,
the money.
yes,
I'm
exactly.
saying
You
yes, you
need to
want to be a
control the
parent.
money.
Yeah, yeah,
You
right.
need to control the money because
Yeah.
there are a lot of 18-year-olds that have no clue what the heck they're doing.
Right, so they're gonna have potentially a pile of money at 18. What are you gonna do at 18? I mean, they did, well, we can go to the study. There's a study in the UK about this, right? That they did a similar program. What is it? Where they found that a lot of them they didn't even add to it. They forgot about it. It just didn't work. So this has been done before.
Hmm, okay. Um, yeah, I mean, 6 million kids have already signed up for an account. And out of that 6 million, 1.5 million are eligible for the $1,000. So people are signing up. I don't know if it's just for like, hey, let's see what happens. Um, and I don't even know how they came up with those years. Like, we're only giving the money to this many people. Like, shouldn't you just give it to everybody?
So then they'd be like, "Oh, you're reckless."
I don't know. Like, if you're gonna give it to people born in these 3 years, well, what about the other kid? Like, my kid is 1 year older than that. Oh, I
Yeah,
gotta
no,
get the money.
you're that yeah,
That's gonna piss me off.
you're just born at the wrong time. You're screwed kind
Yeah,
of.
I got three minors. I want $3,000. Like, what the heck?
Yeah, there is a little bit of that. Sure. You know?
Yeah. So, every kid gets $1,000, but billions of dollars every year go to Wall Street.
And there's also the question they talked about it widening the gap, right? So you have $1,000 and then, people that are already more well off will be able to add to that quicker than somebody that cannot. So it's like, okay, there's the question of does this really help, right? Or does it just
Yes.
widen the gap even further? I'm not saying it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's what people are bringing up as a point.
It could be. But if you're a parent who's not investing in the market in an index fund for whatever reason, you are not going to know how to advise your child what to do with the money, right?
Of course.
And so when they get this money at 18, the kid is not going to have a good role model of what to do with the money.
No.
So, anybody that says that, oh yeah, the kids are gonna keep it in there until they're 60, 65, that's ludicrous.
Yes, the stats are grossly against that.
So
But
I
I
think
mean,
you should
do you think it's a good thing at all?
no.
You wish this didn't even happen.
I don't want taxpayer money being used to give it away. No. Now, if I was, and that's my perspective,
Yeah, I
right?
just want to hear your comment.
If and that comes from my opinion and my um where I'm sitting right now. if I was living in Kentucky and couldn't find a job and you know, ex-coal worker who got laid off and has family that's addicted to meth and whatever, then hell yeah, I want the free $1,000. You know, so it really depends on where you sit on the economic scale. Um, the federal the federal debt just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Instead of paying that stuff off, they're just giving away more money. So to me, that's the situation. And it's not just,
It's just
I mean,
adding gasoline onto the
this is
fire.
not a big deal either. It's $3.6 billion dollars. Yeah, that's great. I mean, they're probably going to blow more than that attacking Iran tonight, you
It's the
know?
principle of what they're doing. Yeah.
It's like, um, it's fine. Give it to everybody. Why are we just limiting it to like, 3 years? Give it to everybody. Give it to every miner. If you're going to give it, you want to really get some votes? Give it to everybody. Give it to every miner in the country.
Maybe
That
they
would be, that would be a real boost to the economy.
and then
Because right
they
now,
then you're gonna be like, oh, you're just socialists, you just
I
give it
guess,
out, right? In a way.
I mean, when Obama during COVID, they gave money to everybody, right? They're like, oh, here's extra money. You have kids? I got checks in the mail. They put money in our bank account. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, hey, you have kids. Okay, here you go. Here's free money. And I was like, where'd that come from? And then they came back later and they asked for it back. We're taking it back because you didn't qualify.
You're
It's
like,
like,
no,
okay.
sorry.
It's like, okay, that's fine. But that was to me that was like, okay, it gave it to everybody. It just seems like it's just a handout to Wall Street. They're just giving more fees, more money to Wall Street.
I mean, look, that's those three banks are just elated.
Hmm.
I mean, you're
Yep.
constantly going to be involved.
So it's three banks, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. And then
State
you have,
Street's the custodian, it looks like they said.
yeah, they're going to be in charge of all the, no, they're in charge of the investing. Bank of New York Mellon is the custodian.
Bank, yeah, okay.
So they handle, the paperwork and whatnot, and then it gets invested in one of those three. So I guess you could choose which one you want. Now it's going to be low fees and just put it in the S&P 500. Okay, fine. I get that. That's great. Now, if there's a few kids that, you know, understand about the stock market because of this, hey, that's wonderful. They would probably figure it out anyway. You know, I think people who get ahead, they get ahead. They're going to get ahead. People who don't, they just don't, even if you give them a hand. Like lottery people, if somebody that wins a lottery, if they don't want to handle the money, they're gonna lose it anyway. They give it back. So it's just
Because there's no education attached to it.
exactly.
There's none, and they don't want it to be.
I mean, I don't see any education tied to this. If
There's
they
none.
had, that would make a big difference,
Of
you
course it
know?
would, because you would understand what it actually is and what you can do with it.
Yeah. Like,
Uh,
okay, hey, at age 18, you got to take this course and pass this test in order to get the money.
yeah,
Like a driver's test, right? You got to take a driver's test. You got
I
to take
love
an
it.
investment test.
I love it, right? Of
That
course
would
you're going to
be
pass that
helpful.
test. You're going to learn.
Hmm. Yep. And
But it
that
goes
would,
back to your point of why, right? So it's obviously votes, whatever. Unfortunately, I think.
yep. You get votes. You get these 4 or 5 companies that are making money from this that are going to be owing
Pro
you
America, you
favors.
feel good, you know? Uh,
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's not the America account, it's a Trump account.
right, but you tend to be like, okay, I'm more invested in literally in your country and in the market. It becomes everyone's has some kind of interest and ownership into it.
I get
So
it. I
whether
get
you have
that.
those feelings or not, they're kind of there.
Yeah, okay. I get that. Hey, I own part of Apple. I own part of SpaceX. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so you're all of a sudden everyone's, if you do become interested in and you have attachment to that money, you're going to be like, okay, well, what affects my money, right? And all of a sudden you'd be interested in the market. So to some degree.
Hmm.
Then again,
Yeah.
on the other hand, I think it's going to be more of the same. Like you said, you turn 18, life is what it is. You're more of the same of who you are. A lot of things are going to be like graveyard accounts.
Yeah. So when they turn 18, just to be clear, when they turn 18, the rules become like a regular IRA.
Yeah.
So, if you take the money out, you're going to pay taxes and fees
And probably
until
most will, right?
until
Because,
65. But yeah, it's free money
yeah,
anyway. Who
you're
cares?
18. Think about it. You're 18. You have money available. You're not going to care about the taxes. You have ownership of it.
Yeah.
And if you come across any kind of economic pain in your life whatsoever, whatever that is, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I got the Trump account. I'm just going to take it out. And that's what's going to happen.
hmm Yep. I mean, if you're 18, you're not paying much income tax anyway. So you're not going to pay much taxes. You're going to pay the 10% penalty, which is okay, $500.
Yeah. Slap on that.
Well, hey, I got a free $5,000. Okay.
That's right. I
I'll
can
take
use it
it.
now.
Instead of 5,500, I got 5,000. I'll take it. So, the choices for parents are in these different accounts. They're like, okay, there's the 529 plan. There's a regular brokerage account if you wanted to do that. There is a Roth IRA if your kid has income, which is the smartest thing ever to do if you can. And
Roth
that's
IRA, yeah.
that's what I'm really after. Like, hey, even if you are employed, you need to start your own company, even if it's just for trading purposes,
Mhm.
and you need to hire your kid and you need to pay the kid so you can take the money that you pay the kid and put it in the Roth IRA.
I fell in love with the Roth the second I saw it.
hmm And then you have the Trump. So, I mean, I would probably put the Trump on the bottom. You also have Coverdale accounts.
Oh
Those are
yeah.
limited. You can only put like 2,000 a year, but those are also really good accounts too for education. The thing with 529s is like they have made changes to that. So before it was, if you don't use it for education, then the money kind of gets stuck and blah blah blah, you can't use it. But now it doesn't. It if you don't use it for education, it turns into like an IRA.
It varies by state too.
Yeah.
529s, like I looked at them because I was thinking about getting one for my nephew a long time ago.
hmm
I was like, okay, well, this state is this way, Wyoming or whatever, and you could open one here, and it gets utterly in the weeds.
Yes. So I have three kids, all minors, and I opened two 529s for two of them, the two older boys. And I put the money in them. And if there's anything left, or if they don't go to college, or if they don't, if they get scholarships, or if they get financial aid or whatever, then we'll use whatever is left over for the third. And for the 529, I don't get any tax benefit to put the money in. So it's like, okay, it's just, it'll grow tax free, yes.
Yeah,
But I don't get a tax break deduction to put it in.
you get the feeling of being a great parent.
Yeah. But I'm I would rather put it in their Roth IRAs, which they all have.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, right now, if you have a child under 18, you can pay them up to, I think it's like, it just keeps going up every
Keeps
year.
going up, just like the contributions for
Right.
the
But it
regular.
used to be, it used to be you can pay them like $12,000 without them having to pay any income tax. I think it's like 13 or 14 now. Ask your accountant. We're not accountants,
Yeah,
right? So you can actually pay a minor 13, $14,000 or whatever, even $12,000 a year, and they have no income tax.
yeah.
So it's a great tax
It,
break if
and
you're
do it
the
early.
owner,
Yeah,
if you're a
absolutely.
parent. And then you put it in the Roth and it just grows and you never, ever, ever pay tax on that money. You get a tax break for putting it in and
It
because it's your
compounds.
company and they never pay taxes on it and it grows tax free. And they cannot take it out until they're 65 because you don't have to tell them. It's you don't have to
Well,
tell them. That's
59
the
and a
cool thing.
half. 59 and a half to be exact.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you can take it out.
Okay. 59 and a half. And so I made the mistake of telling them. Now, if I could go back, I probably wouldn't have told them, just in case.
Protect them from themselves. Yeah.
Exactly. They get a letter an accountant, when they turn 65, like, oh, hey, here, your dad has this. And I did the numbers on it and, they're going to have millions. in those accounts.
Yes, absolutely, because they're compounding over time.
Yep.
It's insane.
So
That's one thing I wish that I knew early, right? Because if you can start that as a kid, you're golden. And then, like you said, you forget about it. Like they don't even know.
yep. And they can do everything, options,
Hmm.
you know,
You can put so
and
many things inside a Roth IRA. You
yep.
can invest in almost anything.
So I don't think this Trump account changes anything in terms of where you're going to invest your money. If you have an
Could be though.
employer,
It could be though a very good window for someone who gets educated about it. You can use that thing to your advantage. But like you said, where's the education on
there's no education. Now, if your kid is not going to college, then okay. But I don't see any other benefit to that except the free $1,000. That's it.
it? Really, it's
So
not going to be anything.
yeah. Um, so you know, that's it.
So you're kind of lukewarm. It sounds like you're
It's just another
yeah,
scheme. It's just another scheme to
that he
get
can keep his
votes,
name on it and
to get it, put his name on something that's going to last for a long, long time. And, like let's say you're a Democrat, you're the next president and you're a Democrat and you're like, hey, I want to get rid of this Trump account. Well, you're going to have a lot of parents that are mad at you. Well, actually, I don't even know if, the kid from 2025 to 2028, they get the $1,000. What about if they're born in 2029? I think they get it too, right?
it's
I don't know. It
so
doesn't say anywhere.
no, it
There's like
doesn't.
no
It says
rules.
January 1, 2025 through December 31st, 2028. That's it.
That's it. So if you're born in
So I have 29,
2029,
sorry. Back to whatever, regular scheduled programming.
I don't know. That's ridiculous. It's like, okay, if you're going to help everybody, it's like, oh my goodness.
So vague.
This gets crazier and crazier.
So it also says 500,000 kids had received theirs as of July 6th. 500,000 kids have already received this $1,000.
Good. Well, I mean, you mean
It's
BlackRock.
enrolled already.
BlackRock got the $1,000.
Yeah,
The kids are still waiting.
they're happy. BlackRock got their fees.
Yep.
So what do you also it's interesting here. So it says here who's sweating and who's smiling, right? So uh who's happy about this essentially? So you have
Mm-hmm.
BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, Bank of New York Mellon. Uh everyone's an investor camp. So anyone who's building long-term wealth, let's see. Employers offering it as a perk. We already went through that. Financial advisors, that's interesting.
Well,
So
financial advisors don't like this.
yeah, it kind of takes away from their what they're actually going to do themselves a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So they really don't even understand it quite yet. So they're like almost like, I'll get back to you on that. It's so new. And
Well, they have no control over it. They can't do anything.
no,
The money doesn't come to them. They can't charge fees on it. And, if a kid just starts investing or wants to put more money in, they're not going to come to the financial advisor. They're just
they're
going
going
to
to go
put
to
it in
their
the Trump
joint
account.
if they have the wherewithal to even do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's really going to change much for the financial advisor because it's going to be, I think that it's not going to really change the makeup of how people think about finances
Right.
for the long term.
Yeah. Because I mean, 529s, they don't go through financial advisors anyway.
No.
So, um, but it's crazy. I
Yeah.
think this will, if it's only for 3 years, okay. Congrats to
That
everybody
is that
who
is
invested
mind
free
blowing.
money.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Um,
That would be almost like why even start it if it was just the
yeah.
3 years, right? This should be something that's going to be going on, I would suspect, but
Well, he only needs the votes for, one more
Oh, perfect.
election.
He's out by then, right? So it's like, okay.
Well, no, he's coming back. Term
Oh, no,
three.
he's not. No.
Term three, he's coming back. Who
And then
knows? He might
then
not be
then you'll
alive
see,
at that
oh,
point.
we've extended it. My program, it's a Trump account. We've extended it.
Yeah, they could. They could also do that. They could also come in and extend it. Uh, they could change it at any time. They could make it go away. They could make any changes they want. But um,
Depending on whether the Strait of Hormuz is open or not.
oh boy,
Very
it
interesting.
depends
Very
on the
interesting.
price of the Trump coin.
Yeah, that's a whole other story.
He made almost $2 billion.
Yeah, they did a whole bar chart on like how much he's made compared to other presidents. It's just like Trump, straight up, just yeah.
And that's just in a couple of years, like a year and a half. Oh my
Well, I
goodness.
mean, are we surprised by that? He's a businessman, so he's gonna find any which way to make the dollar.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you have a president selling shoes, that's like, what? Come on, bro. Like, what are you doing?
He's in everything, everywhere, and they're where we are.
Hmm.
But on the good news, we are in control of what we're in control of. So there's a lot to be in control of.
Yeah. Who knows? More and more kids might getting into options because of this.
Yeah, what do you think?
No.
No.
I don't think so. Um,
It impresses upon me there's even more of a duty to educate all these things that are around there. You know, this account. So many people just don't even know the difference between a Roth or an IRA or even if it's available to them, right? It's so lacking.
is it like that?
Oh,
I don't.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Like growing up, I mean, going through Costco wholesale, for example, I bet you 80% of my coworkers didn't even know what a retirement account was other than a 401k. Nothing. No, I mean, even older people, no idea. That's where we are, and it's sad. So it's like you got to do everything that you can to put yourself at a advantage to deal with the environment that you're in. And a Roth is a big one.
Hmm. Yeah. But they do understand like a 401k, right? Because
Barely. No, no. Surprisingly, no. I
but they
can't tell you
understand
how
that
many.
Costco is giving them money.
What's that?
Like they understood that Costco is giving them free money as part of their benefits.
Conceptually, yes, they have an idea that they are, but they don't understand the mechanics of it. They don't even know where to set it up. Like I spent most of my time helping people set 401ks up
On your lunch break.
on my lunch break, yes. Because they didn't know where to start. I mean, they would just be like, okay, yes, occasionally like a rep would come in from T. Rowe Price or something like that and be like, okay, well, this is how it works, but people are people. They're not going to be like, oh yeah, I'll get to that later. Um, if you had someone that just
Matt. Uh-oh. Matt froze up. All right. Well, on that note, I guess it's time to end the show. We are a little bit over. Check on the markets. We're about the same as we were before. And just recap what we talked about. The Trump account. If you can get the free $1,000, take it. If you get the extra 250, take it. And get your kid a Roth IRA. That would be my advice. All right, my friends. Uh, on behalf of Matt, trade with the odds in your favor, and we'll see you on Friday.